Today we're diving into a story where faith isn't quite what it seems. We're talking about a respected religious leader, a man holding a secret so deep it could completely upend his community's world. So let's get into it and uncover the mystery of the Maulvi's hidden cross.
Okay, so picture this. An ancient part of a city. You know, the kind of place where time itself seems to have slowed way down. At the very heart of it all stands a mosque, and its minarets have been silently watching, guarding the secrets held within those walls for generations. And at the center of this mosque and our story is its Imam, a man named Maulvi Inayatullah. To everyone, he's a pillar of the community, a man they all look up to. But behind that pious exterior, there's a huge, consuming mystery.
I mean, this guy is basically living two completely different lives. By day, he's the Maulvi, this shadow of mercy who leads the faithful in prayer. But when night falls, a single light from a hidden window reveals a totally different person, a solitary seeker, poring over a book that his public life would absolutely forbid.
Well, this very carefully guarded secret is about to come crashing down. A curious young boy, his name is Faraz, is drawn by a faint sound one night, and he discovers something that's just unbelievable. The Maulvi's private room, a place no one is ever supposed to see, is open. And what he finds inside is, well, it's staggering. The walls aren't covered in the familiar Arabic script he knows, it's Latin. And there, on a table, is a thick, yellowed book, the Bible. For Faraz, seeing the Imam so absorbed in this book just shatters his entire understanding of the man he thought he knew. Faraz's shock doesn't just fade away. Nope, it morphs into this unshakable obsession. That image of the Maulvi with the forbidden book is just seared into his mind, and it drives him to launch his own secret investigation.
He basically becomes a shadow within the sacred walls of the mosque. Every move he makes is calculated. Every little thing he observes gets noted. He is absolutely determined to figure out the truth behind the Maulvi's hidden life.
So Faraz starts following the Maulvi everywhere, to these dusty old bookshops, through ancient libraries. He even uncovers letters written to a Christian priest, a Father Augustine, from 30 years ago. He starts finding the word revelation carved into old stones. It becomes clear this isn't some new secret. It's a lifelong search.
And then Faraz manages to get a quick look inside the Maulvi's leather diary. He's expecting to see verses from the Quran, but instead he finds pages filled with Latin words and one single, unmistakable symbol, a cross. Suddenly, he realizes this search is far more personal than he ever could have imagined.
So, to really understand the Maulvi's secret, we have to go back in time. You see, this conflict wasn't born overnight. It was forged in a childhood that was caught right between two very different worlds.
The roots of this whole thing lie deep in his past. As you can see here, he was the son of an Imam, but his mother was a Christian who would read to him in secret. When he was just 10, she vanished one night, which sparked a lifetime of questions. Years later, a priest gave him a copy of Genesis, telling him it held the answers he was looking for, and that just reignited his entire search. In an old, forgotten room, Faraz finds a note that seems to capture the Maulvi's entire life in one sentence. Faith is not what you inherit, it's what you choose. It reveals this lifelong battle between the faith he was given and the truth he felt he had to find for himself. So, Faraz's investigation is all building to this one final confrontation. He decides to follow the Maulvi one last time, to a place where the secret is finally going to be revealed.
In the dead of night, Faraz trails the Maulvi.
But this time he's not going to the hidden room. He's heading to the desolate ruins of an old graveyard. He watches as the Maulvi approaches a door that's been sealed for years and opens it with a key shaped like an old convent symbol. What's inside is not a study. It's some kind of ritual chamber. Stones are arranged in a perfect circle, covered in scripts, Arabic, Latin, and other languages that have long been forgotten. And right in the center, Maulvi Inayatullah is kneeling. But he isn't praying. He's chanting an ancient lesson, something that feels older, more mysterious than any single religion. A misplaced step, a falling stone, and just like that, Faraz is discovered. But the look on the Maulvi's face isn't anger, it's fear, almost like a prophecy is being fulfilled. He stands up and speaks these words, passing the immense weight of this ancient secret from his shoulders right onto Faraz's. But after that night in the ruins, the story doesn't just end.
No, it sort of transforms. It becomes a legend.
The very next day, Maulvi Inayatullah is gone. He just never returns to the mosque. All the questions and whispers from the community soon turn towards Faraz, but before long, he vanishes as well, completely consumed by the very mystery he was trying so hard to uncover.
All that's left behind is a small piece of paper with a final, haunting message. Truth never dies in a closed room. It always calls someone else. It really suggests that this isn't just one man's story, but a timeless cycle where truth will always find a new person to seek it out.
And this leaves us with a final, pretty unsettling thought. A secret this powerful doesn't just disappear. It waits for the next person curious enough to listen. This story isn't just about one man's faith. It's really about the universal search for truth that we all go through. And so the question remains, who will be the next to answer the call?